I never think to start making a video from the beginning. Maybe most people wouldn't find this interesting, but anyway, what we have here is a Husqvarna 51. It runs, and it actually has good compression. We're talking maybe 140 pounds. I think that's what I was getting. But the cylinder is lightly scored, and a customer had brought this into the hardware store, and it looks like they did a little bit of work to it. Not a lot, because I don't see anything else that looks new other than the filter there, that air filter. But for whatever reason, they didn't want it. They must have just went out and bought a new saw. So one of the mechanics took it home. The guy gave it to him. Well, he sold it to me for 20 bucks. It's a running saw. I could sell it just the way that it is. But I do have in my stock a brand new jug and piston kit, which I don't think it's going to need that. I think I can just hone that out and put a new ring in there, which I think I also have. Well, I know I do because I got the new kit, but I think I got one in there. So, here it is, and look at how filthy these things can be. Now, to be a mechanic at some small engines place, you have to look past that, because you're putting time into it. If the customer wants it cleaned, well then, you know, clean it, and of course they're going to be charged the hourly rate. But they don't clean, I mean, they'll clean a little bit, because as they're doing stuff, they have to get the dirt out of the way. But this thing will be spick and spam when I'm done with it. So right now I have the flywheel off, I've got the clutch off. I'm ready to go ahead and just take this off. Fluids are drained, which the bar oil had water in it. You can't see it in there, but there's a big glob of that. You know how oil gets when you get water in there. White gooey mess. So we shall pull this off, and then the jug, and then we'll commence to cleaning. Alright, we're pulling the jug off here. And there's where I was concerned right there. And that might be just superficial marks that don't really add up to be anything. And let's just take a closer look at that and see what's going on. Well, it turns out that I do have a ring outside of the kit that I have. So, see, this one's wearing thin. It looks like it's wearing pretty even, so that tells me that this is not egg-shaped. So now I'm going to try to hone it out a little bit. I've cleaned this up, and I don't think it looks too bad. Those scratches aren't deep, so I think that's still good. And if I can hone that up a little bit, then we'll be able to save that jug. I went through my ball hone set and found one that's going to work. I don't know how many are in here. Enough. So we'll get some cutting oil in there and well, that worked out good. Very, very light marking. You can't feel it. And so we're going to go with it with the new ring. And I mean, the way that it was getting 140 pounds of compression. So, should be pretty good now. Now comes the task of cleaning all these parts. I hate this part, but it's satisfying when it's done. I believe all I have left to clean is this right here. And I'll clean up that bar, maybe paint it. And I lit up my propane torch and heated that baby up to try to burn some of the oil off. All the stuff's clean. All I have left is this right here. And that's going to take a while. But I need this saw back together tonight. So I may take it to the auction tomorrow. I might sell it at the hardware store on consignment, or I might put it on eBay. The hardware store would be the cheapest fee at 10%. eBay next at who knows what it is now. And then J&J auction 18%. I only paid $20 for the saw. So I need to find out the value first, and then I'll decide where I'm going to try to sell it. J&J, it would be sold right away at the whatever auction they put it in. It'd be sold because someone will buy it. If it doesn't sell for as much as I hope to get at the near the end of the auction, I can just put in a ridiculously high bid and win it back, and then it only cost me $2 to do that. So it's kind of a safeguard that they offer to sellers to protect their investment, so long as you remember about the auction. Now on to better things. It's as clean as I'm going to get it. A lot of that black stuff there is discolored aluminium underneath it. So that's clean enough. And now it's time to put it back together. I got it put back together, and I'm ready to start it, but I mentioned that oil. Somebody let water get into it anyway. There was a bunch of that watery, milky junk in there, so I'm gonna let it drain overnight. See that? Maybe, I don't know. I have cleaned it out before with brake cleaner. Spray it out real good and let it drain, and then blow it out with an air hose to dry that up. That's probably what I'll do. But look at the spark plug that was in this thing. And it was running. I never started it when I got home, but the day that I bought it, the guy started it up and ran it for me. I'm going to have to show that to him tomorrow. Oh, he's got tomorrow off. I'll show it to him on Wednesday. So, anywho, I had another spark plug and I threw it in there. So now I'm going to go and have me a cup of coffee and wait for my family to get home. Right, she sounds good. Plenty of power. Went from 140 pounds of compression to 150 just by changing a ring. So that's good. right then, we'll call that a job well done.